Alright, I'm back. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I don't think I need that. Story Mission 8, Escape from the City. Cue the Sonic Adventure 2 music, like I said last time. Enemies, the Corporation, remnants of the City Police. Both of them. They're two separate entities. Let's hit it. This will probably be the final video for Armored Core 5. I'll just... yeah, I think both of the final missions here will be included in this video. Let's see. Let's hope they're not, like, super long. I doubt it. Okay, what do we got? The city has been devastated by corporation forces. Support the remaining units as you pull out of the city. Oh my god. The speed of data recovery for territory missions, it's literally that Frontlines game. It's one of the 3 or 4, I think it's 3 frontline maps in FF14. That game mode they just described down there.
The corporation,
collecting data.
erstwhile servants of Father, began their indiscriminate destruction of the city. To them, Father was nothing more than a mere pebble in their path. The city had begun to fall. The Resistance had no hope of standing up to the corporation in a battle of attrition. And so, they abandoned the city.
Yep, here we go. This is the prologue mission.
Corporation forces are on an indiscriminate rampage throughout the city. We're pulling out of the city, along with as many people as we can take.
They're just hell-bent on destroying everything, huh?
I need you to guard the rear as we withdraw. Destroy any threats encountered, and see our evac through. It's not an easy job, but you're the only one who can do it. Let's go. Time is of the essence. Main system. Activating combat mode. Approaching coastal sector. Proceed from the city perimeter, picking off any enemies you can find.
Once we're home free, I'll lead the pack to the nearest town. But to be honest, it's all in the hands of Lady Luck. If it was just me, then fine, but providing shelter to this many people? Even if we make it, I can tell you now there's gonna be some squabbling with our hosts.
That's fine. It's still better than staying here. Rosary, I understand you'd be better off on your own. I won't force you to stay, much less bear our burden.
Oh? If you weren't our fearless leader, I might have already blown the coop.
Let's go, dude. Rosary's in it for the long haul.
The enemy here. We need to buy some time.
Unlike some motherfuckers.
Whether we want them to or not. They've really taken a liking to you.
I wish I could use my soundboard. Throw some shade at RD. Like I said before, I'll still speed it up mildly for segments like this.
System, scan mode. System, combat mode. Your allies have secured a route out of here. Let's get moving. Here it is. Hurry. System, combat mode. System, scan mode. We should be able to get underground somewhere around here. Next to the executive sector. There should be choppers prepping for evac. We'll need you to provide some cover fire.
Be careful. You should probably just assume there's an ambush waiting for you underground.
System, scan mode.
And here
Oh! What's up with the audio?
you are. Whenever I get that
We're
sinking
getting a
feeling,
desync again now. Why? What the fuck? It's part of the video too. Like,
and here you
see? There's nothing I can do about it. God damn it.
You are. Whenever I get that sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, I can tell you're nearby.
Stop this foolishness, RD.
Oh, but I will, Rosie. I'm going to stop running once and for all. Now, I destroy whatever scares me.
Oh great, he's snapped.
That's fine. That's what they told me.
They told him it's fine to destroy everything that scares him?
Suit damaged. Take evasive
Yeah,
action.
obviously he's just a throwaway to them. Like Chief said. Yeah, he's that kind of coward who eventually, once they get too scared, they snap and they decide that the best way to conquer their fear and stop being scared anymore is exactly that. Is to just, like, face your fears head on to the most extreme possible. Like, they go fucking nuts. Like, these are the people that, if he wasn't doing this, he would just suddenly say, he would just, like, do a complete 180. Well, this is what he did, right? But I'm talking about, like, in a more realistic, like, real life scenario. What someone like him would do when they snap, finally, is like, you know what? I'm doing everything that scares me, like, head on and way over the top. It was like that character we did side story missions for in GTA 5, the thrill guy. The dude who teaches you, like, the skydiving stuff. The extreme sports guy who eventually gets himself killed like an idiot. Because he jumps off a building without a parachute. Yeah, that's basically RD. It's just like, he just eventually just says, fuck it, I'm gonna conquer everything that scares me, and he becomes a complete adrenaline junkie that is so over the top, he eventually just gets himself killed from just trying way too hard to prove something to somebody, mostly himself, that he's like not afraid of anything. That's RD right now. He's going through that arc. Essentially. Again, assuming it's not what I theorized earlier, which I don't think it is.
It's easy. It's too easy almost. I can do it. I really can.
RD! This is all my fault. No, you're wrong. He made his choice. Come on, we have work to do. System, scan mode. 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 Ammo, 30%. System, scan mode. System, scan mode. PC severely damaged. Take evasive action. System, scan mode. System, scan mode. The evac choppers are ready to land. Give them some cover. I'll keep you updated on the situation as we
Here we go. It's the
Save as many
prologue.
as you can. Chopper 1 has landed. Here's the route. Go give them some supporting fire. I see an armored train. It's firing on you. Protecting the choppers is our top priority. Do whatever it takes. Left arm. Ammo depleted. Purging.
Ineffective hit. This is bad.
Left arm, ammo depleted. Purging. Chopper 4 has been destroyed.
Damn, we lost one. It'd be nice if they actually let us use a garage, but
system. There's no point in staying back here. Let's go. I'll attach my chopper to the AC. You go on ahead. I'm coming with you. We're running out of time. Come on. It's okay. We'll meet up later.
we're actually in the prologue now.
Are you okay, Rosary?
We'll be leaving the residential sector soon. No problems yet. But it's only gonna get harder from here on out. Life on the outside can be pretty brutal.
But you're coming with us, right?
The old me would have laughed at the idea, but I guess I've changed. Maybe money isn't everything. Besides, it'd be more fun to tag along with you guys.
Here he comes.
Oh well.
Surprise,
I was ready for a
motherfucker.
change anyway.
Fran and Rosary went down.
Why did you miss? I believe I ordered you to take out the AC.
They dodged. I guess Rosie still has a few tricks up her sleeve.
Did they
That
dodge?
won't save you in the end.
I see. Do as you please then. Just get that AC.
Did she dodge or did he miss on purpose? This is what makes me think
This
like
time, you die.
it's a double agent thing. I don't know.
Not gonna happen.
If not, then this is a very
You will
weird
never
script.
defeat that AC.
And that's just a lot of plot armor.
You're the one that's gonna die.
Oh? Just try it then.
This is where you're scripted to die instantly in the prologue. Jesus Christ, what is he using? Are those like chainsaws on his arm? Or some kind of flamethrower? Well, there he goes.
No! It wasn't supposed to be like this. That's special.
You shouldn't have picked the wrong side. You picked the wrong side, Lance.
You're a little scary, you know that? Everything you touch turns to ash. And yet, we still need you. We need you to fight. Alongside us.
Damn, RD. What a waste.
Yes, you are indeed terrifying opponents. All of you. Why? Am I wrong?
Come out, you coward!
It's time we put an end to this.
Chief,
Silence! This charade is over. I want to see their true power.
What a fucking waste, man. I held on to some small sliver of hope for RD, man, but it just didn't come through. He just snapped. That's it, plain and simple. The fear won over him. He thought he was winning against the fear, but it's actually the other way around. He finally succumbed to it. It broke him.
You are our commander, but you also...
we've seen this one before.
Tell me, if you are victorious against us...
He basically gave up his beliefs for the sake of just saving his own hide. He lost the moment he did that.
Main system, activating combat mode.
Guy just couldn't handle the pressure. I mean, I get it too. Like, it's a tough, shitty situation they were in. Going up against a seemingly insurmountable enemy.
I know what awaits in the future.
Suppose it was only a matter of time before, like, that was probably, yeah, inevitable is what I mean. In Betrayal. He just couldn't handle it. He cracked. Under the insane pressure.
You never did take a strong liking to us.
What is this mission? Okay, it's an order mission. I think there's 89, so he's probably wrapping up the last 9 right now.
You never did take a strong liking to us.
Well, at least it means the last story mission is going to be short from what I'm seeing here. Order mission 82. Another order mission.
Here, number 2.
Looks familiar. I feel like he's just failing this one over and over.
Fighting, strength, are they really so special? Maybe it's like that man said. Maybe fighting is what we're meant to do. It doesn't matter. I'm sick of hearing what other people think. more from now on. Like what, for example?
Like making money?
Complete order missions. That's it. Finished all of them. Only thing left to 100% the game now is the final story mission, I guess. You got the gold trophy for completing all order missions. The little clapping. Story mission 9. Destroy pursuit units. Enemy, the corporation. Main enemy force unknown. Destroy corporation forces that are pursuing you. That's it. End of the line. This will be a short video. Well, depending on how much I rant or ramble about my thoughts on the game by the end, right? I'll probably read the plot summary on Wikipedia just to make sure I didn't miss anything, but so far the plot's been pretty straightforward. There hasn't been anything vague about this one. This one's very upfront.
Having abandoned the city, the resistance began to wander aimlessly.
The audio desync,
All
no!
that lay in front of them was a limitless wasteland, devoid of life.
Not too bad, but...
Their struggles were far from over.
But it's there. There is an audio desync.
The experiment was a failure. You're no different from the countless corpses that lay buried in this wasteland. You continue to fight, knowing you're sealing your own fate. Such insignificant, foolish beings.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Perhaps fighting is what humans were meant to do.
Interesting. But that's nothing more than a theory.
Very well. Let's test it. You should be able to handle this.
Having abandoned
Main system. Activating combat mode.
Why was it starting the cutscene over? Did you hear that? That first line of dialogue. The giant cutting blade like that thing from the last game. That boat. Carol and the Chief talk about humans as if they're not human themselves. Is this another AI story again? I mean, Chief doesn't die, so I'm assuming they're either remote controlling all these mechs they keep throwing at us, or something else is going on. That hurt. That was almost half our fucking AP in one hit. Yeah, I was like, you needed an overboost to dodge that.
Right arm. Ammo. 20%.
Not quite. Yeah, I was like, he's dodging way too late.
Take evasive action.
That's it? I hope there isn't a second form, Jesus Christ. Damn!
Impossible. How can a single AC do that? So foolish, and yet so... There may be some merit to your kind after all. Time is necessary. The time to create a complete program. Let's go for now. The answer will reveal itself soon enough. If exceptions like you exist,
I got cut off. Then perhaps... And it ends like that. It did seem like another one of those, It did seem like another AI storyline there at the end. It sounds like that's what it was. Now Toshi's in. There he is. He's back as supervisor yet again. And it just ends like that. In typical Armored Core fashion. They leave you with a cryptic message, and it's over. Typical. Well, this game didn't stray from its roots, and... This came out in 2012. It just resets back to the title screen. Verdict Day, I believe, came out the very next year. The sequel to this. Is he just let he just lets the intro play again. Yeah, that's it then. I'll even have fast forward. This is just gonna distract me, so I'll just skip to the end. There you have it, folks. Abrupt ass ending in typical Armored Core fashion. So what does the plot summary have to say about all this? Far in the future, Earth is a polluted, sparsely inhabited wasteland. The last major bastion of human civilization is the city, a coastal city-state located in North America, to the south of an especially toxic region designated the Contaminated Zone. The city is ruled by the tyrannical father, who years ago ventured deeper into the Contaminated Zone than anyone had gone before, and emerged with advanced weapons technology that he used to seize power. Realizing that the city's limited resources had been stretched to the brink of collapse, this isn't too long, by the way. Father institutes a harsh policy of apartheid, condemning countless people to the city's underground slums to relieve overcrowding. This alienates Father's lieutenant, Jack Batty, who organizes other dissenters into the resistance and plots to end Father's rule. When the resistance launches the first rebellion, however, Father is prepared and contracts a PMC, private military company known as the Corporation, to ruthlessly crush the rebels. Jack Batty is killed in battle by the enigmatic Corporation pilot Chief. A handful of resistance members survive and keep the movement alive under the leadership of Jack's adoptive daughter, Frances Batty Curtis. Fran, okay. The player assumes the role of the Mercenary, that's the name, an Armored Core mech pilot and former city police officer who helped quell the first rebellion and personally encountered Jack Batty during the fighting. That was the first mission we did after the prologue. 1 year after the first rebellion's defeat, the mercenary decides to join the resistance and helps spearhead the second rebellion. With the city's defenders thrown into chaos by the resistance's guerrilla tactics, resistance foot soldiers manage to storm Father's stronghold and capture him. Unfortunately, at that moment, the corporation carries out an airstrike on the building, killing everyone inside. The mercenary is forced to fight his way through a corporation strike force and seemingly defeats Chief in the process. Meanwhile, the corporation begins an indiscriminate rampage throughout the city, razing buildings and slaughtering citizens. Unable to stand against the corporation's overwhelming numbers, the resistance chooses to abandon the city and bring as many civilians with them as possible. The mercenary is tasked with defending the evacuation as a rear guard. In the aftermath, the resistance becomes a host of nomads wandering the wastelands. Chief, implied to be an artificial intelligence, yeah, no shit, returns to confront the mercenary one last time in a powerful armored core named Exousia. That was the final boss. The mercenary prevails, astonishing corporation operator Carol Dory, who cryptically declares that extraordinary individuals like the mercenary are evidence that humanity may yet be worthy of survival. Yep, we didn't miss anything then. That was what we saw. That was it. An AI deemed us worthy of survival and keeping us alive because we showed a will to fight for it. And that was what this entire thing actually boiled down to, was just a massive test for humanity. Damn. They really love revisiting the AI concept, don't they? Ever since the first game. Ever since the first Armored Core. They keep revisiting it over and over in different ways. This was all a test, like a lab rat situation. Nobody had any idea. There was not even any ending remarks from Rosary or Fran either. Was it implied that they had... Like, did they even say anything at the beginning of the last mission? Let me go back really quick, I want to see. This is the last Order mission. And whoever they fought here said the same thing about humans are probably just meant to fight or whatever. So at least it tied in with the story, the main story mission. But yeah, was there any dialogue with Fran and Rosary here, or are they just like... Okay, I forgot, there's the narrator.
We're far from over.
I'm gonna fast forward just to see. I don't think there was. They don't talk at
The
all.
experiment was a failure. You're no different from the countless corpses that lay buried in this wasteland. You continue to fight, knowing you're sealing your own fate. Such insignificant, foolish beings.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Perhaps fighting is what humans were meant to do.
Interesting. But that's nothing more than a theory.
Very well, let's test it. You should be able to handle this.
No, yeah, they don't say anything.
Having abandoned
Main system activating combat mode.
Fuck, I didn't take a mental note of when the last story mission was. Like, did it imply that they didn't make it, that they died, or did they just not show up for the last mission at all? I'm not sure which one it is now. Yeah, I didn't take a note of when the last story mission was.
We need one? Got it. Same as always then.
I think.
And if we die, tough luck.
Number 4, lost.
Go back in chunks. We should be able to see it. I mean, they go for a while. It was a fight against RD, right? Yeah, I think it was. It was a fight against RD.
The Angie we used to know is gone, isn't she?
Terrifying opponents, all of you. Why? Am I wrong?
Come out, you coward!
It's time we put an end to this.
Chief,
Silence! This charade is over. I want to see their true power.
Yeah, that was it. Fran just said, "Come out, you coward," and that's it. You don't hear from her again. I don't know if Rosary said anything else, honestly.
Idiot.
Oh yeah, and Fran said that we were scary. And that was it.
Fight. Alongside us.
Did it?
yes, you are indeed terrifying opponents,
Carol.
all of you. Why? Am I wrong?
Come out, you coward!
It's time we put an end to this.
Okay, we heard this.
We need you to fight.
You are indeed.
Terrifying opponents. Yeah, did Rosary say anything before the fight with RD though? Or was it is it implied that she didn't make it? That's what I'm not sure.
Changed. Money isn't everything. Besides, it'd be more fun to tag along with you guys. Oh well, I was ready for a change anyway.
Yeah, we hear this. On fast forward so I can just...
Why did you miss? I believe I ordered you to take out the AC.
They dodged. I guess Rosie still has a few tricks up her sleeve.
see. Do as you please then. Just get that AC.
Don't you realize you can't run from me? This time, you die.
That's not gonna happen. You will never defeat that AC. And you're the one that's gonna die.
Oh, just try it then.
No, Rosary doesn't say a goddamn word. Her last words were just that it's more like it's fun to tag along with you guys, and then they got shot down and she doesn't say another word. So maybe they're implying she died in the crash, but Fran made it. Or she just got critically injured. Either way. Yeah, she didn't say another word. That's it.
No, it wasn't supposed to be like this. I don't want to die.
What a pathetic asshole.
You're a little scary, you know that? Everything you touch turns to ash. And yet, we still need you. We need you to fight. Alongside us.
Yep, Rosary does not say a
Yes, you
word.
are indeed terrifying opponents. All of you. Why? Am I wrong?
Come out, you coward.
It's time we put an end to this.
Chief,
Silence! This charade is over. I want to see their true power.
The charade being this whole war was just, you know, it was just them testing humanity's strength, I guess. Chief and Carol, the two AIs that are talking with each other. And that's it. So yeah. Whether Rosary made it or not is completely up to your imagination, I guess. That's it. That's it. That's it, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I didn't miss anything. That was it. My thoughts on the game? It ends when it just got interesting. Which is disappointing. Like I mean, you guys saw me, I was intently watching towards the end. I got invested in the plot, and just as it gets interesting, it just abruptly ends. Maybe this is just one of many reasons why people didn't like this game too much, but... yeah, the build-up was too slow, and then when it just seems like it's getting good, it's like, oh, surprise, it's over. Let me finish getting my own thoughts out. I was gonna see what the reception was, because maybe I read a minority opinion, I don't know. But yeah, my thoughts on it were just that. And I got the rest out during the playthrough, like... gameplay looks a little bit jankier than last time, not too much. It looks, you know, roughly the same jank as the previous two games, but still, just a little more. Like, again, it feels like they took a step back to the older Armored Core style that was a little bit slower. Less flying around and zooming around at hyperspeeds. Maybe people wanted that, I don't know. I kind of preferred the direction they went into with Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer, where you're flying around these massive open environments and just like... I like that style better. And this goes back to like the old school Armored Core style a little bit more, which I didn't like as much. In terms of story, like I just said, it starts off bland, it gets interesting halfway through, and just gets better and better as you get to the last quarter. But then at the very end, cliffhanger that may or may not even be addressed or resolved. I doubt it. In Verdict Day, the next game. So it's a little disappointing. I think even Armored Core 4's ending was a little bit more fleshed out, the last few missions and the actual ending itself. This one just seems like they just were like, yeah, whatever, that's good enough. Like they just didn't give a fuck anymore at the end. Yeah, I mean the whole Fran and Rosary thing, they don't even talk during the last mission or anything, and there's no actual resolution about what happened after that fight. It just goes right into the credits and that's it, it's over. It's like, okay, the fuck? And yeah, what more can I say? I think that's it. I don't really have much else to say. So what did everybody else say? Let's see, reception. The game received mixed or average reviews on both platforms, according to the review aggregation website Metacritic. In Japan, Famitsu gave it a score of 1.9, 2 8s, and 1 9 for a total of 34 out of 40. Well, that doesn't sound terrible. Daily Telegraph gave the Xbox 360 version 4 stars out of 5 and said it was a brilliant game that is nonetheless difficult to recommend to everyone. Okay, that is mixed. But that those with an eye for detail and a fair amount of patience will be rewarded with a deep, engaging, and entirely idiosyncratic experience. I gotta look up that word. I've seen it only a couple times in my life and I never bothered to before. Relating to idiosyncrasy, peculiar or individual? So it's just a fancy way of saying peculiar. Idiosyncrasy. A mode of behavior or way of thought peculiar to an individual. A distinctive or peculiar feature or characteristic of a place or thing. It's just another word for peculiar then, if you just want to sound like your shit don't stink or something. Just don't go in expecting your hand to be held at any point. Yeah, it did seem hard. Yeah, but I mean, the Armored Core games were never easy. I don't think they're as hard as Dark Souls games. I've only seen gameplay of Dark Souls and I'm like, this looks infuriatingly hard. Like, it looks worse than Devil May Cry, which Devil May Cry is a series that's hard enough for me to stay away from it. But maybe I'll watch them someday, like this, but I won't play them. But yeah. The Digital Fix gave the PlayStation 3 version 7 out of 10, said it was very sterile and cold experience. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. That's what I was feeling towards in the first half of this game. It just, yeah, it seemed very bland and just kind of blah. I didn't start liking it till I got invested into the story halfway through the game. So that's a good way of putting how I felt, yeah. A very sterile and cold experience, that sums it up. Without its multiplayer approach... it felt like a very sterile and cold experience. Metro likewise gave it 7 out of 10 and said it was still not the game that will make giant robot sims mainstream simulators, but it does have some innovative ideas in terms of both combat and online play. The Observer gave the game a mixed review and said that it looks fantastic and is thoroughly entertaining, but its impenetrability may prove too much for all but the faithful. Yeah, you gotta be a hardcore Armored Core fan to enjoy this game, I feel. It did just kind of feel overwhelming at times and like a clunky mess that you would only enjoy if you were already an Armored Core fan, for sure. There's always exceptions to everything, okay? But like, for the most part, I think, yeah. You'd have to have been an Armored Core fan to enjoy this. I feel like Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer were definitely a little bit more accessible. And a lot more fun with being able to zoom around everywhere, I think. This one, gameplay-wise, didn't interest me as much. And the abrupt ending of the story is just like, okay. Armored Core 1, yeah, it ends abruptly too, but the build-up was there enough to give you a feeling of conflict resolution. This is just like a fucking cliffhanger that's like, there better be a sequel that addresses this directly. But again, knowing the Armored Core series, that rarely ever fucking happens. The sequel might not even touch that anymore. Like, the sequel might not give a fuck about this ending and just do something completely fucking different. I'm gonna read a little bit about Verdict Day since we're about to start that after I take a break. Let me see. Storyline is set in a future world wherein 3 factions are fighting over natural resources. Plot. Verdict Day is set 100 years after the events of Armored Core 5. So we're not going to see the same characters. The contamination that shrouded much of Earth has begun to subside, exposing the 7 towers. 20-kilometer tall structures containing ancient, highly advanced technology. Disputes over control of the towers have escalated into the Verdict War, which is principally fought between the 3 forces. And then it goes on to explain them. Denied, an autocratic quasi-feudal state that wants to use the towers to build a world based on the principle of might is right. Sirius Corporation, nice, we got satellite radio. A federation of resource-rich settlements that intends to administer the towers for the prosperity of all people. And Evergreen Family, a semi-theocratic organization that arose from the refugees who Francis Batty Curtis led out of the city a century ago. Ah, thank you. A connection to this game. I'm glad. Evergreen Family are the descendants of the people we saved at the end of this. Okay. That gives me... Well, that makes me feel better. At least there's some connection, right? And they now seek to restore the Earth's natural environment. Well, yeah, of course. A fourth major power is the Foundation, a research group which claims neutrality in the Verdict War and supplies the three forces with advanced weapons, including UNACs, UNACs, unmanned armored cores. Oh, it's like they heard me. I was like, you'd think they'd be able to remote control them by now, instead of having to have a pilot sit inside of it. Also of note, an enigmatic 4-man armored core team called Reaper Squad sometimes intervenes in battles between the factions, attacking all combatants indiscriminately. The player is an AC pilot known as the Lone Mercenary. Wow, our name has changed quite a bit, hasn't it? The Mercenary of Anatolia, the Mercenary, and now Lone Mercenary. I wonder what the hell they called us in... What did they call the pilot in Armored Core 4 Answer? I never looked... I don't think it ever said. Yeah. And the Lone Mercenary is supported by transport pilot Fat Man and operator Magnolia Maggie Curtis, a retired ace mercenary and descendant of Francis Wren. Okay, I won't read any more because that'll just start telling the story and spoiling it. But that's the setup at least. Cool. And I know we're long past this already, but I'm gonna look at 4 Answer real quick because I never did read this. This one's a little longer. I'll just skim through it. I should have read this at the end of 4 Answer. 5 years have passed since the Lynx War. The League is little more than a puppet of its chief member Omer's science technology, which emerged from the Lynx War with enormous technological advantage and seeks to keep it. The Cradles. The arteria that power the Cradles, the ground-based power plants, create even more Kojima particles as waste. Oh, okay, see, we missed that detail. I wonder if Orca wants to destroy those, yeah. I get it, okay. For half the human population that lives in the Cradles. A League-controlled intermediate organization, a handful of Lynx discover the corporation's dark secrets and form the resistance group called Orca. Yeah, to overthrow the League. The player takes on the role of a Lynx known as Strayed. Never heard that once in the game. That's what we were called? Who works for Collard and eventually becomes a pivotal figure in the escalating conflict between the League and Orca. Yeah. And then after that, there's just 3 paragraphs describing the 3 ending routes, which we already saw. Was for 4 Answer. 3 ending routes can be unlocked sequentially over 3 playthroughs. First ending, Strayed is tasked by the League with stopping Orca from seizing the Arteria. Strayed succeeds, ensuring the Cradles stay aloft. Orca's eliminated and the League remains in power, but the existential threat posed by Kojima particle radiation is still unsolved. And one day it will rise to the Cradle's altitude. Eventually, yeah. Second ending, Strayed helps Orca take control of the Arteria. The result, the Cradles lose power and make an emergency descent to the surface. Yeah, we saw that. Causing many civilians to die from Kojima particle exposure. But the energy from the Arteria is redirected to destroy an array of autonomous weaponized satellites in Earth's orbit. Satellites had originally been put in place, yada yada, we saw this. The means of precluding any single corporation from exploiting space's wealth of resources and attaining economic supremacy. Elon Musk. With the satellites neutralized, humanity gains the opportunity to save itself from extinction by colonizing other worlds, rather than trying to retreat underground or something else like that. And the third ending, the meme ending, a psychotic Orca affiliated Lynx with the call sign Old King reaches out to Strayed. Old King is the last survivor of an anti-corporate terrorist group that Strayed eradicated. But he blames the corporations. I must be the Liliana one. That's gotta be where he was from. But he blames the corporations for his comrade's death and disagrees with Orca's efforts to minimize bloodshed, so he proposes destroying Cradle 3. A fleet of 5 Cradle airships with 100 million inhabitants between them. After Old King and Strayed carried out this unprecedented atrocity, Collard deploys a team of its best links to hunt the two mass murderers down. Old King dies in the battle, so that's scripted. But Strayed emerges victorious and goes on to destroy all of the other cradles, becoming the single most prolific killer in history. That's such a fucking meme, dude. That ending was fucking great. Like, I'm lowering my fucking volume so I can do this. Like, Jesus Christ. I lowered the volume just to make sure that I wouldn't like be too loud. That ending was fucking hilarious. I was like, what a fucking meme ending. But I just wanted to look back at it because we never read that at the end of For Answer, and then I never saw what the main character was called. Strayed, apparently. Which, like, why? I don't know. Alright, so I read just enough of Verdict Day, the next game after 5, to at least know what the hell's happening at the beginning. But I'll probably have to come back to read the rest, which again, the plot summary is not too big anyway. Literally, what I just read, which sets up everything, is already a third of it. The other 2/3 will be the rest of the story, I guess. Because even though, allegedly, it has more story missions, I don't think it goes any deeper than this game did. I think the plot's still gonna be, like, pretty straightforward and just whatever, from what I heard. But yeah, I'll go to the BRB screen. We'll end this video here, of course, and then I'll try to find a good, without spoiling anything for myself, I'll try to find a good playlist or just long video for the Verdict Day story playthrough. I saw one playlist that looks promising. We'll start with that one, but they literally could turn into what the first stream of this game was, which was 30 minutes of trying to find a good playthrough. If the playlist that I looked at doesn't turn out to be too good. We'll see. But for now, that's it for Armored Core 5. Thank y'all very much for watching. Appreciate the support across Twitch and YouTube. As always, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Don't die. And until next time, I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I will see you all then. Peace.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.